Hey YouTube, out here working in my shop. Got my Mossberg 835 up on the bench. Good amount of scope on it. I have a set of Weaver sight through bases, so I can mount my scope on them and still be able to sight through and use my bead sights. Doesn't work real well with the beads, but I have some other sights that I'm sticking on here that are up just a little higher so you can see through there. The whole deal is there's just two screws. I got the screws out of the receiver already, so I figured what better time to do a little video than now. I'm going to Loctite all the screws that go into the receiver, and you only need, they're not very big screws. I don't know how well you can see that, but they only need a drop. It's not like you gotta coat the whole screw with Loctite so it'll stay in there. A drop is all you need. So I'll do the first two. You gotta make sure that your holes are offset. So you gotta make sure that they go on the right way. You want that to sit back on your receiver a little farther. Kind of use your scope for comparison. Suppose I can take the baggie off of there, huh? If you use your scope to help you, you'll know right where you need the holes, or which holes you need to use. And it looks like if I'm going like this, gives me good support for the scope. The only thing I need the scope for is to shoot slugs through it. And it looks like that's the way that we're going to go with it. So, the two screws I got set up, we'll just drop the first one through the hole, line it up, and we're not going to tighten it yet, we're just using it to hold in place. Don't drop those screws. The other one goes through the top of the base and in. And we're just going to snug them a little. Now we're all set. We'll give them a good firm snug. You don't need them super tight. And there's the first one. So we'll give another drop on the other screws. The only reason you want that is it is a 12 gauge shotgun, and I am shooting 3-inch slugs through it. I like that 100-yard range when I'm trying to shoot for the big buck. So that's the way we're going to do her. And a little Loctite on your firearms never hurt anybody. This is the blue Loctite, so it's removable. You don't want to use the red stuff because you'll never get that out. This is, I think they call it medium strength thread locker. So we got just a little snug. Now we'll kind of wrench them down a little bit. Oh. I'm using a small screwdriver because I have a tendency when I use a big one or a longer one to get a little carried away. That's all I'm going to use the Loctite for. The way the rings fit on there, I'm not worried about the scope itself loosening up. So try to get an idea. I haven't even had a chance. I bought this scope used from a member of one of the forums that I'm on, and the price was really good, and it's a shotgun scope, so it should work really well on my shotgun. That's my hope. I'm just going to kind of set a ring on each one. I'm not really going to tighten it till I look through the scope and get an idea of how my crosshairs are looking. I don't have a scope level. Hell, I don't even know if the rifle's in my vise level or my stand level. I do have a level, and I'm not very on the level. I suppose I could set it across the vent. This will probably get me in the rough vicinity. We're looking good in there. Sorry, I'm trying to watch this bubble. Look good on the bead. So I'm going to trust that right there is probably pretty close. You were just a little snug and look through the scope. Never could see anything in the scope with my glasses on. But I can't see a damn thing without them either. I do suppose the real test is to shoulder it. We aren't real bad here. Stupid glasses again, I tell you. Looks pretty darn good to me. So we'll go ahead and we'll tighten these down just a little more. Put one on the back end. In case you're wondering, they're Weaver scope bases, and I saw them at Walmart one day, and they were on sale for $1 a set. On clearance, I should say. So apparently Walmart's not going to carry them anymore. I liked the look of them, and I thought they'd work pretty well on my shotgun. So I picked them up. They had 3 sets there, just for giggles. I picked them all up, and now I have a couple of extra sets. And at $1 a piece, I can afford to leave them lay around until I need them. Now with these screws that hold the rings on, or the straps across the top of the base, you don't want to get those too tight, I mean, you want them snug, but if you get them too tight, you risk crushing the scope too. Now that I got the back one on, I'm going to hold her up again. And that looks really good to me. Some people would say that scope isn't straight, but I'm a little off anyway. And I'm the one that's using it, so that's what matters. I also have a red dot on my other shotgun, but it's a shorter barreled shotgun. It'll take slugs, but it out to about 75 yards, so the red dot works pretty well on that. But like I said, the deal on the scope was pretty good. I couldn't pass it up for what it was, you know. Thing looks like brand new. So I have no complaints about it. We'll have to sight it in, and be in Minnesota and be in wintertime, I'm going to have to wait till spring to go sight it in, but it'll be ready to go for deer hunting in the fall. As will my other shotgun. I'm going to let a friend of mine use that. He just been through some rough patches and doesn't have enough money to buy himself a shotgun. So I'm going to let him use one of mine. Not that I have a lot of money to buy shotguns, but I got a really good deal on my other one, and I'll have to change the stock for him, but it'll all be good, and we can go hunting again. I've known him for a really long time, so I don't mind at all letting him borrow my equipment. And there we go. Scope is mounted on the 835. Grab the camera and I'll get you a little side view of it, so you'll have to pardon moving the camera. Actually, yeah, I'll just pick it up and show you. Well, that's pretty much what it looks like. I picked up the shotgun really reasonable. I think I paid a total of $200 for it. It's an 835 Mossberg 835. Takes 2 3/4, 3-inch, and 3.5-inch shells. So if you're concerned about the stuff hitting the fan, this is a really good one. It will take any 12 gauge round that you can give it. Now, when I picked up the other day, I also picked up a sling for it. It's just a cheap Walmart sling, but to be perfectly honest, I've got one of these on my Mosin Nagant, and even with that kick that thing's got, I really, really like the elastic portion of this sling. It allows me to pull my Mosin up nice and tight into my shoulder, and it just feels good. So we'll stick this on. I probably should have made a video too. I put the swivel on the adjustment. Well, I can't even talk anymore. I put the swivel, or the base, the stud, on the stock the other day, and I probably should have made a video for it, but I wasn't thinking about it. And this rifle already had, or this shotgun already had the mount in the front for the sling. So I'm not really doing much here except using what's here. My tactical shotgun build, I'm looking for a sling for that now, just a single point to go on the pistol grip of it, since it's just a really short shotgun anyway. Alright, now we got the sling on, the scope on, and we're ready for some deer hunting in the fall then. That's about all I got for today. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.